So many people gaffed this week. I was at so many doors where I was supposed to be, and people are there, and they're just like, "Nope, nope, I'm not him. You here?" Like, no, I'm some other name, and then some kid in the background says their name. No, you're not. You're like, oh, people are buying themselves a little bit of time by avoiding the service of process. Now with COVID, especially, there's the 180-day window service of process for when it's filed, and then there's a virtual hearing. You have to read the paperwork. I mean, that's the thing. Your paperwork might not say that for some magical reason, but um, I don't know. I did the services of process where I did so I did a bank levy and a subpoena ducis tecum to both the professional businesses. One was the actual business, a large national food business, and then so they just took the thing and like, all right, fine, we'll do the wage garnishment. That was very easy. It's so the opposite of where I had been all week. People were just like griping at me about stuff, like trying to argue their case at their front door. But why this shouldn't? Oh, things have been hard. I'm like, it's your right to read the documents. It's all I'm here about. I'm not here to prosecute your civil litigation case. I'm not against you, rather kind of for you in general, but I mean, you need to deal with it one way or another. Or be aware that you're not dealing with something. I mean, that's the thing people do. They just don't deal with it, but you have the right to know. So, walking in this office with a wage garnishment, it's just like they're having like happy office Friday stuff. Yeah, like yay, like doing all this like office stuff like what we did in college when I was an RA. Like, wow, they're just like happy to see me here. Oh, here's the documents. Oh yeah, here, I'll show you our ID. Wow. So the next place is a law firm. I'm like, great, this guy's probably gonna. I don't know. I'll probably say something wrong. No, exact opposite. It was the registered agent, uh, a management company that owns a big restaurant chain. They need to produce some documents about like where the public was allowed to physically be on this one restaurant location place, like standard stuff. I goes, oh yeah, thanks. Hey, we knew something was coming our way at some point. We just are aware things are going on. Got like $60, $20 for the wage garnishment, $41 for subpoena ducis tecum. That stuff would be nice to get like 10 of those a day to do all just like business to law firm or business to business, service of process or wage garnishment or subpoenas, like that type of stuff about service of process that just has to be done. You can do lawyer to lawyer service of process for dissolution for divorce, but you have to go through some special type of portal or something like that, so it's registered with the court. I haven't seen it. Someone told me about it, but it would be nice just to do stuff for like $20 and $40 all day. It's like $1,000 in a day. Just somehow being faster about taking stuff between law firms. I think some of those big places there are probably businesses that do a lot of business together. They probably just have specific career people within their businesses who do that. I don't really know. Every week I'm coming up with some new way I think I want to like make the most money as a process server. I do think that doing enforcement of judgment, legal document assistance, I think I'm going to register as an LDA again and then keep working on my JD so I can get my PI license to find the assets for people to levy on. That's where I want to continue to focus. So small claims legal document assistance is still a thing for that, for people who have done work and not been paid. But then doing paralegal subcontracting for limited civil and unlimited civil so that someone can stay still their complaints are relatively straightforward. I obviously can't give legal advice, but enforcement of judgment, if you have someone who worked on the first complaint and then they also are working on the enforcement of judgment, but maybe you use a different attorney, but you can use our same paralegal group. It can help because these things are not very large, and I think a lot of times people only sue like once or twice ever. And that's not their forte. It's not what they focus on. So it takes a lot for them to like pull everything together and keep it in order. Sometimes, a lot of people are really organized about their business invoices and estimates and things. Other people are less organized. That's part of what Apex Law Services thing is to keep that stuff organized in the middle for them, and then work with different attorneys who they hire who are willing to use us as paralegal subcontractors. So, I mean, I have my work cut out for me getting the PI license after getting the JD. There's a couple quicker routes probably to being able to research the right information. Just takes a little while to season a business license long enough. Takes a couple years for collections. And that's what I was looking at before. Getting approved with tracers.com was big this year just for skip tracing. But that doesn't do 100% of asset location. It does some of the stuff that really is mainly for people location. Like you find real estate, for a lot of these small things, you're never going to do anything except for maybe you'll file an abstract of judgment to put a lien on someone's property to be a pain in the butt so they pay you, but it's not really what you do to get directly paid. So, that's kind of thing one is putting an abstract of judgment. People sometimes have court sales force, but that's very rare. I mean, I think you'd have to work in an enforcement of judgment law firm to see that. I think I might only ever probably end up seeing it once or twice with this paralegal subcontracting modality. I'll probably end up seeing it, but usually when you start the process, I think people find some other way to get the money. That's the real thing, is that you never see it go all the way through is what they talk about. So, it bugs me. I think I helped maybe stop a financial abuse scam against an elderly person this week. We flagged something to the law firm. They flagged it to the bank because this lady was really, really confused about why some other credit card company other than her one credit card company through her husband's military pension was sending her a lawsuit. So I might have found another one too. Asking different neighbors about when you can't find someone at a door, you're supposed to ask a neighbor. Well, the next door neighbor was this elderly person. She thought that the neighbors were these other people. Like she hadn't ever heard of the person who I was looking for. Sometimes it's a housekeeper who just like stays there in a room and they do have a credit card and they do get into some situation. But this person says that they're the owner. I'm actually going to do a little tiny search to see like, oh, who is this person who the elderly person named, if they were someone on title. You could see something as heinous as title theft, if it's someone who's a housekeeper or something for someone who's an elderly person has paid their mortgage off, then you file a quitclaim deed, a fraudulent quitclaim deed, forged quitclaim deed, and then put the house in your name and then get like a second mortgage or something for it, or a HELOC. That would be so bad. Or this could just be a credit card that says someone's the owner. Usually these credit card companies and their law firms will do a check. See, that's like one of the best indicators. When someone lies and we have an information in front of us that says, and information like we're the prosecutor's office, I have information right in front of me that there's a homestead exemption filed, like there's a homestead filed, not exemption. Homestead is filed for that property, and this person with the credit card debt is the owner and the homestead is filed and it's a lawsuit against them and they try to say that they've never heard of the person and there's no renters and it's the same last name on the credit card. It's like, I don't know. I wish I could explain all the intricacies of when exactly proof of non-service goes through. Like if this was my own contract without an intermediary company, I almost said intermediary country, and I stopped and said intermediary cunt company. I think I would a little more quickly with some of these file an affidavit regarding diligence. It's something that Tony Klein put together. It looks like a judicial counsel form. It's his own form for the PS Institute online. You just put just a list of every single attempt, every single thing you've done, and like you can even put like a little just like you put like a miscellaneous judicial counsel form, so you can add addenda to it. You can just write your reasoning. Oh, this is a discrepancy from what they said last time because of this. Here's the license plate number. Like you can go through and say, okay, for all these reasons, we want to say we've done our duty to make sure we uphold the constitutional right of the defendant to know what's been filed in a court against them, and we left a document here on this date, and also again on this date, even though it's not posting, we're saying we know that this person has seen the document. We put it in front of them underneath their mat and said, this is not the end of service process, but there's the document. We fully believe you're you. We know your constitutional right has been upheld. There's a document. You can read it. You can see what's been filed in a court of law against you. Like if I bought debt portfolios, I would like to buy them only in San Diego County and have all my own process servers. Maybe through another process server, but people who are completely dedicated to our business, that would be great. Buy portfolios of debt and then just sue on pretty much 90% of them. Anybody without a B filing and with any type of little asset that I could find. I think even without many assets, but they had some type of way of getting the credit card, and then we buy and we collect for a little bit and then sue, and then what you do is you write off some of your legal fees. So I think you can make a business model where you're making enough and you're just focused on one county. I don't know if big credit card companies will sell portfolios to just one county, but I think it'd be easier to be in a business office that does business with debt they bought only physically in your county, because then you have eyeballs out on the streets and stuff reporting back to you. So you just get more information. Make sure your process servers are remunerated. You'd probably give someone, maybe you wouldn't give them salary entirely, like you give them a base salary and you just want a certain amount of information back about everything they see. So they're not private investigators. You could go through a private investigator, but you'd have a private investigator who's a process server. You use process servers and say you just get them to get you more information. Make lawsuits a little more airtight. I think these bigger credit companies, even Midland Credit, they buy debt, right? And then they sue. They're still pretty big and don't have eyeballs right on the ground per se. That's one of the things is that I know sometimes, like there's one guy who's just kind of like, I'm being kind of timid about, not timid, but I'm not really like trying to knock very hard every time. I just kind of knock. I kind of checked on it. His wife's maiden name, like checks out. There's someone in Texas with the same name. Everything. She's out there taking care of someone. She's coming back and wants to be here to do the virtual hearing from her computer. Like, okay, I don't know. This is too many things. Like, I don't think someone a little older than my parents' age is coming up with this many things and is reverse scamming me at the door this well about all the factoids of what's going on with their wife's credit card. lawsuit. All right. I really, really would like to finish this PI stuff and start buying debt as well. Gotta start different business entities though. I have two right now. Sentinel Trust is my software, my tech entity. It's a business trust, and Apex Law Service is my paralegal subcontracting business trust. So for like buying debt, I think I need to do a different one because there's different types of problems that you can run into. In each type of business, you can run into a problem that would deadline your business through a bad lawsuit. It's not likely that I'll ever get sued some crippling lawsuit for the types of business in which I'm engaged, especially with proper insurance policies like cyber liability insurance, things like that, an E&O policy for Apex, cyber liability for Sentinel Trust. I mean, you never know, though. So it's good to do different activities separately. Even though you're the person controlling a business, they're not alter egos of each other. Like, not to do it to scam, but just like in case you could replace that one set of types of activities with a new business after you properly closed down another business and dealt with lawsuits, rather than doing that alter ego crap that people do. The things I talk about, I don't mean the scam version of the same area on the continuum. There's always a scam. Everything anybody ever talks about, there's a scam version of it. Or like when you get in that scenario, oh, don't do this set of right things. Do this. Automatically just lying to a process server, though. It's so juvenile of a thing. I mean, just say, hey, I don't want to talk. There's nobody here who wants to talk. Can you leave the property? Yeah, that's what I do. Basically, when someone starts cussing, that's what I take it to mean. But I'll say a couple things. Like, I'm leaving. I'm not trespassing. I have these documents and this registration. That's why I'm here. Now I'm leaving. Gotta get my little 2 cents in.